All right, here we go with segment number 9. And in this segment, last segment, you saw me play the second edition of Jeopardy. Now we're going to be playing the 2003 edition of Jeopardy.
Hi folks, I'm Johnny Gilbert. Let's just get a few details. The options will let you fine-tune the game just the way you want to. Normal game? Okay, so how many people out there? Player 1? Player 1, here's your buzz-in key. Let's do it, come on. From the Sony Pictures...
Player 1, you start us off.
All right, let's start off with on the cover of Rolling Stone for 200.
He appeared alone on Rolling Stone's first cover, November 9th, 1967, and nude with Yoko a year later.
Player 1.
Who is John Lennon?
Precisely. Pick again.
We'll miss you, Alex Trebek. On the cover for 400.
The stars of this sitcom, including Jason Alexander, hit the yellow brick road for the 1998 30th anniversary cover.
Player 1.
What is Seinfeld?
Yes.
Rolling Stone for 600.
He should get some satisfaction knowing he's been on the cover more times than anyone else.
Player 1.
Who is Mick Jagger?
Precisely. Pick again.
Rolling Stone for 800.
Anthony Kiedis went solo for a 1994 cover and appeared with this group on a 95 cover.
Player 1.
What is the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Ooh, I forgot the
Yes.
but they gave it to us. They gave it to me. Cover for 1,000.
Nothing compares to this singer, seen on covers in 1990 and 1991, and with even less hair in 1992.
Player 1.
Who is Sinead O'Connor?
Good answer, but sorry. That's wrong. Anybody? This is the correct question.
What? They wouldn't accept that answer. I guess I wasn't supposed to put in a punctuation. Around the world for 200.
The highest level Mormon church meetings take place in this city, founded by Mormons on July 24th, 1847.
Player 1.
What is Salt Lake City?
That's the spot
That's the
exactly.
spot exactly. Around the world for 400.
Three 1,200-year-old Viking ships are on display at the Viking Skiphuset in this Norwegian capital.
Player 2.
What is Oslo?
Precisely. Pick again.
Around the world. For 600?
Goat Island separates this famous landmark into Horseshoe Falls and American Falls.
Player 3.
What is Niagara Falls?
Yeah.
Hey, you're correct.
Around the world for 800.
You'll find the main campus of the University of Puerto Rico in this city's Rio Piedras district.
Player 3.
What is San Juan?
Oh,
Precisely.
that.
Pick again.
Around the world for 1,000.
When Columbus sailed this ocean blue, it was about 33 feet narrower than it is now.
Player 1.
What is the Atlantic Ocean?
Yes.
Let's do royal female nicknames for 200.
Prime Minister Tony Blair dubbed her the People's Princess.
Player 1.
Who is Diana?
Exactly.
Female nicknames for 400.
She was the untamed heifer and the Virgin Queen.
Is that it? Anyone? Take a look. Here's the right response.
Yeah, let's go leftovers for 200.
Cavemen first got this from natural sources. Rubbing sticks and sparking flint came later.
Player 1.
What is fire?
Exactly.
Leftovers for 400.
He designed airplanes and a man-lifting kite, but is better known for the telephone. Player 1.
Who was Alexander Graham Bell?
Yes.
Leftovers for 600.
The floor on a ship. It's what a swabby swabs. Player
What
1.
is a deck?
Exactly.
Leftovers for 800.
Bullfight ticket prices vary by your seat location and the fame of this person. Player 3.
What is torero?
He's the one we
He's
were
the one
looking
we're
for. Yes.
How about politicians for 200?
During the 1988 primary campaign, this vice president quipped, "What's wrong with being a boring kind of guy?" Player 3.
Who is George Bush?
Exactly.
Ringing too quick, she knew
Politicians
it right off
for
the bat.
400?
On January 7, 1997, he became the first Republican in 68 years to win successive terms as House Speaker. Player 2.
Who is Newt Gingrich?
Hey, you're correct.
Politicians for 600?
In 1996, this Green Mountain State's Bernie Sanders was re-elected as the lone independent in the House. Player 1.
What is Vermont?
Precisely. Pick again.
Politicians for 800.
This Kennedy was chairman of the Senate Labor and Human Services Committee from 1987 to 1995. Player 3.
Who is Joseph Kennedy?
Ooh, no, sorry. Nobody?
Edward or Robert?
Take a look.
Edward.
Here's the right
I was
response.
going to say Robert. Good thing I didn't buzz in. Politicians for 1,000.
Bill Clinton awarded this presidential rival the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1997. Nobody? Player 1.
Who is Bob Dole?
Exactly.
Royal female nicknames for 600.
Answer? The Daily Double. Did you make your wager, please?
Let's bet 800.
Mark Antony called her the Queen of Queens. Player 1.
Who is Cleopatra?
Definitely.
Ferdinand's wife, the Catholic of 15th century Spain. Player 2.
Who is Isabella?
Precisely. Pick again.
Give me AKA for 200.
This was Bonnie Bedelia's original last name. She's Macaulay's aunt. Player 3.
What is Culkin?
Yes.
I knew that. I should have read.
AKA for 400.
Here's the
I
naked
would've
truth.
gotten it.
She was born with the last name Pantaleone.
Is that it? Anyone? This is what we wanted.
Leone.
AKA for 600.
Her name was Holly Michelle Gilliam before she married Papa John and became a singing mama.
Player 1.
Who is Michelle Phillips?
Yes, it was
Yes,
her.
it was
So
her.
pick again.
Yes, it was her. So pick again. IKA for 800.
Born Lawrence Harvey Zeiger, he became the monarch of TV interviewers.
Player 1.
Who is Larry King?
Exactly.
AKA for 1,000.
Professional name of the punk rocker born James Jewel Osterberg. It sounds like a weird soft drink.
Anyone?
What we were looking for was this.
Leftovers for 1,000.
This phrase applies to a relative that you know well enough to smooch upon meeting.
Nobody? Here's what we were looking for.
Kissing cousin.
And to wrap up this board, the 19th century's Widow of Windsor.
Player 2.
Who is Queen Victoria?
Exactly. Okay, that's it for the Jeopardy round. Now we're going to take a quick look at the scores.
You're in first place all alone, Player 1. Player 2, you're not too far off the lead. You're in last place, Player 3, but you get to start things off in Double Jeopardy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time.
Let's try movie villains for 400.
Jake Lloyd and Hayden Christensen have played Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, who becomes this Dark Lord.
Player 1.
Who is Darth Vader?
Definitely.
Movie villains for 800.
This character hoped to make a coat out of 101 Dalmatians.
Player 1.
Who is Cruella de Vil?
Precisely. Pick again.
If there's one thing
When
Aubrey
bad
Scott and I have
guys
in
Jared
common is that we
Leto
love Disney
and Dwight
movies.
Yoakam invade her house, Jodie Foster holds up in this title place.
Anybody?
What we were looking for was this.
Villains for 1600.
A ring forged by Sauron, the Dark Lord, sets Frodo on a journey in this first film in the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Player 1.
What is the Fellowship of the Ring?
Exactly.
Villains for 2000.
Bruce Willis squares off against terrorists led by Alan Rickman in this 1988 blockbuster.
Is that it? Anyone?
What we were looking for was this.
It's All About You, isn't it, for 400?
1967 James Bond film starring Sean Connery.
Is that it? Anyone? This is what we
You
wanted.
only live twice. It's All About You. No, let's do Incredible Edibles for 400.
The green and the mute types of this amphibian are the ones the French prize for their legs.
Player 1.
What are frogs?
Now you're
Now
cooking.
you're
Yes, that's the dish.
It's All About You, isn't it, for 800?
It's the title reason the Beatles say, "You know you should be glad."
Player 1.
What is She Loves You?
Precisely. Pick again.
Edibles for 800.
Charlemagne was so fond of these proud birds that he served them at a banquet.
Player 1.
What are peacocks?
Now you're cooking. Yes, that's the dish.
It's All About You, isn't it, for 1200?
It's the first line of the first verse in the song, "As Time Goes By, Sweetheart."
Anybody? Take a look. Here's the right
I
response.
must remember this. Edibles for 1200. Will he say it again?
If this U.S. marsupial is really dead and not just playing, you can roast it like pork.
If you'll
Will he
just
say it
watch
again?
this, we'll show you the clue.
We'll find out.
Player 1.
What is a possum?
Now you're cooking. Yes, that's the dish.
You did it again. It's All About You, isn't it, for 1600?
Answer? The Daily Double. Did you make your wager, please?
Let's do same bed, 1600.
This
Break
Kaufman and
even.
Hart comedy portrays the antics of the wacky Sycamore family.
Player 1.
I don't know.
Ooh, no, sorry. Take a look. Here's the right
You
response.
can't take it with you. I never heard of that. Edibles for 1600.
Eating seaweed helps certain swifts form these structures found in a famous Chinese soup.
Player 2?
What are pods?
No.
No.
I'm sorry. Anyone? Player 3.
What are nests?
Now you're cooking. Yes, that's the dish.
Incredible Edibles for
She's
2000.
gotta spoil it.
The eggs of this shelled reptile are sometimes hard-boiled, and the flippers may be braised in wine sauce.
Player 1.
What is a turtle?
Exactly.
You for 2000.
Published posthumously in 1940, this Thomas Wolfe novel is a sequel to The Web and the Rock.
Anyone at all?
What we were looking for was this.
You can't go home again. Let's do, name that novel for 400.
Before I left the castle, I so fixed its entrances that nevermore can the Count enter there undead.
Player 1.
What is Dracula?
Exactly.
Novel for 800.
4 legs good, 2 legs bad.
Anybody?
What we were looking for was this.
Novel for 1200.
I have told you, reader, that I had learnt to love Mr. Rochester. I could not unlove him now.
Anybody? This is the correct
Stay
question.
here. All right, let's do For Your Eyes Only for 400.
As you would expect, it's the term for bifocals, modified with an additional lens for intermediate distance.
Is that it? Anyone?
What we were looking for was this.
Eyes for 800.
Visual aid worn by Colonel Klink on Hogan's Heroes.
Player 1.
What is a monocle?
Exactly.
Eyes for 1200.
The soft toric type of these lenses is used to correct astigmatism.
Anybody?
What we were looking for was this.
Do that. Eyes for 1600.
If this membrane lining the back of the eye is detached, it may be fixed in place by the use of lasers.
Player 3.
What is the retina?
Exactly.
For your eyes only. For 2,000?
This word that precedes keratotomy refers to the placement of cuts made in the cornea.
Anybody? Player 3.
What is lateral?
Ooh, no, sorry. Anyone?
What is lateral? Wrong.
Take a look. Here's the right
Radio.
response.
I like things I wish I'd said. For 400.
In 1983, he said, "We at Chrysler borrow money the old-fashioned way. We pay it back."
Anyone at all? Take a look. Here's the right
The
response.
Iacocca.
Things I wish I'd said. For 800.
Attributed to Samuel Goldwyn. Any man who goes to one of these people ought to have his head examined.
Player 1.
What is a psychiatrist?
Yes.
Novel for 1600.
Lenny said, "I might just as well go away. George ain't gonna let me tend no rabbits now."
Anyone at all? Player 2?
What is life on the Mississippi?
No,
I'm sorry,
too
that's
bad.
wrong.
Anyone? Take a look. Here's the right
Of
response.
Mice and Men. Name that novel for 2000.
"What a pretty little Nell," cried Quilt.
Player 2?
What is the old curiosity shop?
Hey, you're correct.
Okay. Things I wish I'd said. For 1,200.
"Touch a scientist and you touch a child," said this Martian Chronicles author.
Player 3.
Who is Ray Bradbury?
Exactly.
Things I wish I'd said. For 1,600.
Daily Double.
John Buchan defined this kind of skeptic as a man who has no invisible means of support.
Player 2?
What is an atheist?
Hey, you're correct.
Daily Double. Last clue is his.
Answer? The Daily Double. Did you make your wager, please?
He is going to bet it all.
P.G. Wodehouse defined it as the only one real cure for gray hair. It was invented by a Frenchman.
Player 2?
What is the guillotine?
Yes.
Definitely.
That's the end of the Double Jeopardy round. Let's check out the scores once again. Player 1, you've got the lead going into Final Jeopardy. Player 2, you're not too far off the lead. You can still come back, Player 3.
Time now for Final Jeopardy. I'll show you the
Maybe I should play it
category
safe and bet
and give you a
0,
few
'cause
seconds to
I'm
think
worried
about your
Player 2
wager.
might catch up here.
The Western U.S.
Go ahead. Make your wager.
Wager.
Player 3, could we have your wager, please? Player 2, your wager, please. Player 1, please make your wager.
I am going to do 3,200.
Here's the final Jeopardy answer. Good luck.
This California city's official seal depicts a phoenix and a motto in Spanish: gold in peace, iron in war.
These are in Portland, San Francisco.
Let's see how everyone did.
The Golden Gate Bridge.
Your question, Player
San
3.
Diego.
Sorry,
Wrong.
that's wrong. How much did it cost you? Player 2,
And
your
he picked
question.
San Diego as
Sorry,
well.
that's wrong. How much did it cost you? Your question, Player 1. Very good. What was your wager?
$19,000.
Congratulations to the big winner here today on Jeopardy.
Player 1.
Thanks for playing Jeopardy. Hope you had a good time. So long, everybody.
Hi, folks. I'm Johnny Gilbert. Let's just get a few details out of the way before we start our...
All right, we'll see you all for the next segment, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Kids Edition, in just a bit.